Good morning, everybody. How are you? I am so excited to be here with you all today. Lorene's on her way. She's just having some technical difficulties. I'm sure she'll be in a moment. But until then, you're kind of stuck with me. So I'm just going to say good morning to everybody. There's so many of you here already, as usual, which always makes us so excited to see. I see a lot of like, hello from Iowa, brr. I'm guessing it's cold everywhere. It is freezing here in Northern Ontario today. We've been having some unseasonably warm weather, and now we're back to like, the kind of cold that starts to hurt your face a little bit. So that's where we're at. Chris is here from Sacramento where it's raining. Christy's waiting patiently for her Sagittarius hooks to come. Super pretty, right? I have mine here. I actually finally this time prepared the products in advance that we want to talk about. So we have our new Sagittarius hook. Today's 20% off site-wide at Furls. It's the last day today. You don't even need a code. You just need to go in. Everything except for the Wander pattern kits, 20% off. So all hooks, like candy shop hooks, alpha hooks, our limited edition hooks. We're doing a pre-order for Cruella. I know a lot of you were asking about that last time we were live. So, Lorene's here. Okay, we'll get more into that in a bit. I'm going to add her. Here we go. Good morning, Lorene. I was just letting everyone know you had some technical difficulties, but I'm guessing you got it fixed.
You know how it always is.
It always is.
Always is.
Okay. So just saying good morning to everybody. Lots of people waiting for their Sagittarius hooks to arrive. So that's exciting. You have yours with you too? Super pretty. Very, very exciting about this one.
Favorite. I know we say this every time, but I don't
know. I know. It's the rainbow glitter for me.
I was just saying the same thing. It's the rainbow glitter in there.
It's the rainbow glitter.
It's just the way it hit. Like, I don't know. The colors, I don't know. You knocked it out of the ballpark this time, Pam.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm very excited about it. I thought it really, I don't know. Thought it was great.
It is.
You know what's really funny? I'm getting a phone call right now, and my phone is saying it's likely spam. It doesn't even tell me the number.
So funny.
Oh, it does tell me the number, but it's likely spam. So we'll just put it over there for a moment. So I was just getting started talking about something we've never done before, we have done it, but I think it's been a very, very long time, which is a pre-order on Cruella. The only reason we were doing it for Cruella is because we actually knew when it would be arriving. Like, it will be here in a few days, which means we were able to.
Well, we wanted to make sure it was part of the sale because it was supposed to be part of the sale. So we wanted to make sure that we got it in. But we know we know where it's at. We don't like to typically do pre-sales just because stuff happens.
Anything can happen.
We know how much they want them. So
I know. And the pre-order for Streamline Metal, I get that, but we still don't have a ship date or anything yet. So to do that would just be, there's still too many variables.
There's too many different things. But we do, hopefully we'll have a few thousand of them coming early 2023. It is so we'll send out emails and let you know they're coming.
Yeah, absolutely we will. Ashley said she got a Cruella in the EA sale. They're just so pretty, right? Like, we actually, it's been I went through the numbers, and it is one of our top sellers during our Black Friday event over the past 2 weeks. So I went right back and looked at starting early access day one. What are our top sellers so far? The exciting thing is everything that's been a top seller, we still have stock in. So you still have the chance to get it and get it for 20% off today. So I didn't tell you this, did I, Lorene? What
maybe,
the top 5 are?
This is our lives. I don't know. Maybe.
Okay. So number 5 was the Cruella pre-order. Okay. Again, it's a pre-order. If you get it today, it's a pre-order, which means your order will ship. The whole, whatever else you get with it, it will all ship at once the Cruella arrives and it's been through our quality control.
Correct.
Okay. Number 4.
I have my Cruella right here, actually.
You do?
I do. I have.
So pretty. It's one of my all-time favorites. If Cruella's not your thing, We do still have our carousel as well.
They're really pretty too.
So pretty. They're so pretty.
I was just gonna say, I wish I could decorate my house with crochet, but I mean, I guess I can.
You can. You can. I have it draped over everything over here.
I know.
Number 4 was our candy shop. And that's exciting because these are typically $54. They're usually out of stock all the time.
Yes.
Right now we have, I think, all but maybe 3 sizes.
We managed to get those in time.
We managed to get these ones in time. And you can get them for only 43 something. I don't remember the actual, 42.90, 43.40. I'm making up a number, but it's 20% less than 54. That was this one. Number 3. Oh, not shocking at all.
Oh, Wander. Yeah, definitely not shocking.
Wander. So normally $5, they're $4 each today, but today's the last day. Then they're not.
Last day.
Number 2 is something, again, finally arrived in time. This was a reorder we did, wanting to get them. Was our Supernova.
Did you say Wander was 3? I thought Wander was. Hold on.
It was. Everything changes day to day.
Wait, Cruella
was 5. Candy Shop 4. Wander 3. Supernova 2.
Okay. Yeah, because Wander was 2 yesterday, right?
Everything's going to fluctuate depending on.
It's going to change.
Everything's going to change. So I'm telling you, as of this morning, when I sent the email, so the email has all this as well. That's number 2. And then number 1, shocker of all shockers, Sagittarius. That's selling.
Pisces is a real high up there for me too.
Pisces is really pretty too. Yeah. Oh, Christy said she put crochet garland on. I love that idea.
Hold on, you froze.
I froze. This is gonna just be how it is. Usually it's Lorene that freezes all the time. Now
what was the last thing you said? Who said what? Oh, Christy garland on our tree.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about ways I could add stuff. The garland. I never thought about doing crochet garland.
I've seen a few crochet alongs happening around the internet right now with like different kind of Christmas balls and things like that. So there's definitely a lot out there. I actually bought some of those, those clear plastic balls that you can fill with things. And I'm actually going to use it to put, like, when you weave in your ends and then you snip them and you got those
yarn scraps.
Yeah. Thank you. Yarn scraps. I'm going to put them in the little balls and hang them on it. I'm going to have a tree, I think.
I have my new tree that we got for the house, because as much as I love real trees, it's been like since the kids were born, we're not doing them anymore. But we got a new big one. So my little one's going to be upstairs. So I can do that.
Ken and I, we went back and forth quite a bit about whether we do a real one, because we had a fake tree since we met 17 years ago or whatever it was. It has seen things. It has moved across the country a few times. It was looking rough. It's been through dogs and children and daycares, because I used to run a daycare before I was a crocheter. So we were like, I think it's time to retire it. The box was full. So anyway, today or last weekend, we went shopping for one, and he's team real tree. And I was telling him I'm team realistic. Because with a puppy.
That's a good way of putting it. Realistic. Jelana's here. Hello, Jelana.
Oh, Jelana. Oh, hey there, Karen. Hi, Karen. Oh, Karen's doing garland with popcorn and red cranberry beads. That's going to be really pretty.
We used to actually I remember being a kid and literally stringing popcorn and cranberries. My aunt did it every year.
Oh, look at that. Oh, Ashley puts up the tree and lights, but no ornaments until right before Christmas. Thank you, toddlers.
Well, this is my first year with cats. So
yeah, same, right?
And one of them is really good and really perfect. And the other one is neurotic and
good and perfect.
She's a neurotic cat. So we'll see. We'll see how they do with the Christmas tree this year. I'm not going to plug the lights in though, because my girlfriend's cat chewed through her lights. The one I got these from.
The dog, we're going to call him the dog because he's on the poo-poo list right now.
Yes.
Ate my son's computer charger last night. And I mean, we can go back and forth into whose fault.
Wait. So this was last night, like on top of the one he tried eating 2 days ago?
He just eats stuff. He just doesn't, yet he's the pickiest food eater.
I know, it's so funny how they do that, right?
Understand. Our peppermint streamlines coming this year. This year they are not. We chose to bring back Cruella instead, as peppermint had a couple runs. Cruella only had one. So, Shirley said her son was born on Christmas Day 50 years
50
ago.
years ago.
My aunt also has a Christmas Day birthday. Oh, I love that. Oh, he has the tree 1970 and he still uses that. You are so much more gentle on your things than we are, apparently.
Yes. You know
That
what I
is
miss?
amazing.
The real ones. I know they sell them again now, but the ceramic trees with the lights.
Uh-huh.
I miss my real big one. I don't know what happened to it. This is the not neurotic kitty. This is the sweet kitty.
Which one's that one? Jinx? That's hilarious that it's Jinx.
I know.
This
is Jinx Marie, and Jade Francis is the neurotic one.
Jade Francis.
She's so beautiful, though.
I can't with you.
Jinx is cute. Jade is Jade.
So our dog, I think I've shared photos of him before. He just turned 1 recently.
You brought him on live before. You showed him on
I did, yeah. He's a Wheaten Terrier, so he's supposed to have those fun little bangs and like longer fur, but he is so terrible at letting us brush him. Like, I mean, it is the hardest part of our day is trying to get a brush through that dog and not have him try to, I don't know what it does. It's like catnip. Like he suddenly just loses all control and anyway, so we've decided we have to just keep his hair really trimmed really short because if you can't brush it and the mats, you know what I mean? Because he has that long, beautifully soft fur when it's brushed, but otherwise and he loves being outside and running. So he gets like all the twigs and sticks in him. And I think we had to be realistic and maybe when he's a little older, we'll let him get his
mohawk,
his full coat.
Joy also apparently gives her pets middle names too. So.
Well, technically, Buddy's name is Bark Ruffalo. So he's got
technically you had Eleanor Rigby too. I mean, I know
Eleanor Rigby was.
I know the whole thing, so I guess it's not really middle. It was her full name, but
still. Well, yeah, I guess. Yeah, Ruffalo is the middle name.
Yes.
Bark Ruffalo Stark. That's hilarious. So much Christmas talk in the comments. You could tell it's that time of year. People are getting excited. Are you okay? I have a question for you then, for everybody. Boxing Day. Oh, it's Boxing Day in Canada. So December 26th. Does your tree come down? Am I the only one?
So my stepfather, when I was growing up, had this thing that it had to stay till like, I don't know. It was like the end of January, something really, really long. It was crazy. We usually take ours down like the next weekend. Like we'll leave it up a week after Christmas.
Okay.
It really depends on when it goes up.
There's been January 6th.
There's been days that it goes up like the day before Christmas, and then it stays a little longer because it wasn't worth it to put it up for 2 days.
Got it. Oh, Pam's with me. Definitely the 26th. There's something where after it all.
Epiphany.
Oh,
maybe that's what it was. Darcy, when is the Epiphany?
Maybe that's what it is. So
I think that's what it was when I said then.
Like I know you and I have talked about this before. You and I both have ADHD. We both imagine that. But it is something that, there's so much going on all the time in here. My home needs to be the most common, like my walls are all white, creamy white. I mean, I like to think they're pretty. These ones are just, what do you call that? Primer right now, but very calming, soothing. And so like Christmas decor just sends like little alarm bells off. And I feel, I don't know what, almost anxious until it's down and packed away. And then my home is
I remember having this conversation last year.
Yeah.
Well, in case you didn't already know, I'm the kind of person who wants, like, I don't end up doing it because there's too much going, but I like when houses just have stuff everywhere. Like
you're a maximalist.
I'm a maximalist. Like 80 things on the walls. I'm trying to get there. So, but yes, I really like that. Like not everywhere in the house, but like sections of the house just are very.
So for you, is it a way to take what's up here and get it out?
Yes. I'm very eclectic. Like I think it, there's so much to look at that I don't. If there's only one thing to look at, I get hyper focused on it. Like if there's lots of things, then it just is. I don't know.
That's funny, right? Because for me, when there's lots of things, there's too many things, and then I don't know where to look. So interesting. You and I, it's always fun when we get together and we're sharing a space, usually for a week at a time. And we because we are so similar in those types of ways, but opposites of those similarities. Like it's really,
or like colors, like the color palettes that we like. And or the style. Like we're picking out new bowls.
New yarn bowls.
New yarn bowls. And it's just funny that Pam and I are like completely different when it comes to that.
Yeah. I love it. I also think that in this instance, when it comes to choosing things for Furls and for our followers, it really means that it's not just one person's style and taste. Like we really are looking at a much bigger picture and trying to like go back and forth. And we might test some things out. Like you might get 2 options sometimes, and we'll kind of see what does better. It's a lot of fun. It really is fun. Andrea joined us. Hello, Ola Joe. Tree up until after the New Year. In Puerto Rico, it's 3 Kings Day, January 6th. So theirs goes down on January 7th. Oh, someone's excited about the yarn bowls. We have
something. There's different things than
I almost feel like 2023 is going to be like the year of the accessories. Like there's still a ton of hooks coming because come on. Like we can't.
We're always going to have lots of hooks.
Always going to have lots of hooks. But we've been putting
on top of that,
we've been putting a lot of time into creating some really great accessories. Either things that we already have like yarn bowls, but maybe in new woods or new shapes or designs, or
new updated things, like more customized, updated things.
Other things, we're updating them, and then there are other things that are going to be brand new that you've never seen from Furls before. So I can't wait. Oh, Red Darby says they have a bonfire with their old tree.
You know what we do with our trees? This is really great because we live on the ocean or by the ocean. They collect all the used Christmas trees and then they use them to do the dunes. So they it's ocean, beach conservation. So they put them all down and then they use the sand to cover it up. And it's for the beach conservation.
I really love that idea.
Citrus. Oh, I love the smell of citrus. But yeah, maybe I'll put some peels in my tree.
So my dog, my old dog, Eleanor Rigby, she used to, we just call her Rigby, but anyway, she used to.
Naomi's asking about something.
Lick her,
Okay.
She used to lick her paws. And then there was this spray you could get to deter them that had citrus in it. Guess what?
What?
She loved it.
Yeah.
So there went that. Okay, so we had a couple comments, and I'm going to start writing things down because sometimes I'm shocked all the time at the amount of times you will all give us recommendations of things you want to see, and it's in the works and so exciting. But there are times too where I'm reading it and I'm going, oh yeah,
we definitely need. Yeah.
So it doesn't mean we can, but it definitely means we're going to see what we can do. We got holiday glitter bowls. We have a yarn bowl with a lid. Victoria, is the lid to keep the yarn bowl from flying out, or is it to help transport it, to keep it dust free? I'm very curious.
I'm thinking when you're not using it, you can put a lid on. Oh, but yeah, it would keep the yarn ball from popping out, which happens sometimes, right?
A zippered hook case. Mm-hmm.
Ola Joe, we are aiming for the beginning of 2023. That's all we know as of right now. As early into 2023 as we can.
Wooden tray. Are we talking about those? These wooden trays? I don't know.
Inside roll trays?
This kind of tray? Maybe? I know I've been showing them in emails for quite some time now. Like these ones? The ones that say girls on them? I don't know.
They're coming soon.
We're testing them out right now. Seems to be going pretty well. So Now my brother's calling.
They're definitely going to be decorating my house. I'm going to have them everywhere.
Yeah. The great thing about the yarn or these trays too, because I have them all over my house in different sizes and materials, like for soap dishes and stuff like that. And I was like, wait a second. My hook's not going to roll off the table, because let's be real. I know in theory, when you're crocheting and you need to put your hook down because you need to, use the washroom or get a glass of water, you should put it back in the case and etc. I mean, this is a little easier, and it's so pretty.
The great thing about this, so if you have it on your end table, like in your living room or whatever, it's still decorative. It's still, you can have other little trinket thingies in it, but then you put your hook in it. The thing I love about ours is because they're mango wood. There's so many different variations in the wood. Like even just, it's the same tree, and you had that one with that pretty knot. I love things with knots in them.
Yeah, this one right here.
Yeah,
look at that.
But I'm really excited that they have such a nice variation in the wood. Yeah.
A hook display that fits all hooks.
All hooks. You know what we would need? One of those, those big cabinets, those big craft cabinets that they sell. Need that.
Yeah. For now, I'm using a tool chest. Working lovely.
I know.
I know it's super unrealistic for most people to wheel a tool chest into their home. It just so happened.
But it worked out perfectly.
It is perfect because the drawers are so shallow because they're made to line up like wrenches or screwdrivers. Yeah. Instead, they're using
all of our tools that we have bigger drawers. It's like everything just gets deep, but yes, they're very shallow.
Yeah, exactly. Tunisian hook set with cords, an interchangeable Tunisian set, or just like a static one. Either way, we got you. Preventing the hook from rolling.
Jelana's leaving. Bye, Jelana.
Bye, Jelana. Drawstring yarn bag. Is it going to be an ebony? So here's the
ebony thing. Yeah.
Here's the thing with ebony. I always say yes. Lorene knows this. And then Lorene has to remind me.
We love ebony.
The cost of ebony is so expensive. So for hooks, it's only, a few dollars more. But once you start getting bigger and bigger pieces, so it depends. I mean, we can, but we're trying to weigh the pros and cons of the potential cost, the retail cost of producing that. So, a glitter resin tray too. Maybe. A vertical container like a cup. Maybe. Replacement stickers for the bottom of the Odyssey. Wynette, you can just email us at support@furlscrochet.com. Keep in mind, this is our busiest time of year. I feel like our teams are doing they're doing really well at maintaining, certain timelines, but just in case it's taking a couple of days. Email them. Also, our warehouse manager, Megan, she's used her Cricut to make, I don't know if you have a Cricut, but she's used it for a sticker once as well. For her own, not for yours, but just to yarn bowls. I know I keep a lot of my hooks in yarn bowls too. Don't tempt me, I'll steal my husband's from the shop. I'm just saying it is perfect because the bottom drawers are deeper, so my yarn bowls go in there and my hook stands.
We did it in our salon. We had really pretty all silver looking ones, but we had them in the salon because they are really neat. Okay, come on.
Ray's saying she would personally pay more for ebony or any of the darker woods. I mean,
we would
consider.
We probably will at some point, but we tend to start with the things that are a little more accessible to test them to see, how they're going to do. But yeah, we always end up with a lot of ebony stuff left when the other woods have sold out of things.
So a Facebook user said she just saw a large crochet hook in an R or an S. You were holding up our old ebony jumbo. So this is something. This is an old product from years ago. I think when I first started, is when we had them last.
Yeah, well, they had to come out before that, but yeah.
Oh yeah, I have one still. This is
So
the R.
I guess we can do a little secret.
You're terrible.
Secret stuff. So we had these wood jumbos. This time we've decided we're gonna test out resin jumbos. So they will be out also and in the next couple months. But we'll have jumbo resin hooks as well. So we might bring back the wood ones eventually as well, but we'll start with these ones.
Jen has a great question. So she's wondering, when it comes to jumbo hooks, why do the hook handles have to be as big as the hook tips? Our hands aren't any bigger with the 24 or 25 millimeter as they are with a 4. Wouldn't that save on the wood that's being used? So it wouldn't save on the wood because the blanks are made first and then they're carved down. So
the whole piece of wood has to be at least this dimension.
If we were to make the handle, the part that you grip, smaller, it would make the front part of the hook that much heavier, and it would pull your hook down. So mind you,
they're also not used the same way. So when you're using a jumbo hook, the yarn is usually very big and you have to like work it differently.
Yeah.
So I don't even know. I'd have to even think I think it would be very uncomfortable. My gut feeling is it would be very uncomfortable, but
mind you, to say that though, I've never actually tried it. So it could be something that we try and see, because right now we're just assuming.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that it would be, but maybe we'll look, maybe we'll find out. Maybe we'll see.
Yeah, but the jumbo yarn is huge.
That's not even, I mean, I've used like roving. Like this one I use with like my roving. Like stuff you could like hand knit with. Yeah. I don't know. We'll have to see maybe.
That's a great question though, Jen. Like really good question.
It would not save on the wood though. We would just actually end up not wasting more of it, but just wasting more of it. Oh.
Try it on camera as a live.
What, the jumbo? Maybe. Yeah, we'll have to see if we can get one carved.
I love that. Any sneak peeks? Well, we did sneak peek the hook trays. These are still.
I told you about the jumbos.
In testing. Basket bottoms, possibly next year. Ray's saying thank you for doing the pre-orders for Cruella. You're welcome. I'm really glad that we were able to do that because it was one of those things.
We wanted to make sure it was part of the sale so that people could get them for the 20% off. That was the only way to do it.
Just making sure. Katie says she'll test stuff for us. Thank you, Katie. But yeah, 20% off everything in stock right now.
Ends today.
It ends at midnight Central to 11:59 p.m. Central tonight. So when we all wake up tomorrow morning, everything's back to the way it was, like it never happened. The smaller handle may break while crochet.
I'm wondering if it's because you're going to be using a thicker yarn. So there's going to have to be a thinner point where it goes from the handle to the hook. And I don't know, maybe it might be a weak point in it. I guess we'll find out maybe. What?
Do you have any questions you would love to ask or find out from our friends here? Like we're making so many decisions right now anyway.
Oh, okay. So let's see. There are some things that we've talked about.
Furls apparel, coffee mugs.
Apparel is something we may test a little soon. The insider. So that's just because Lorene just has 50 million things to do, Chris, and just has not had a chance to set it up. The group exists. I think I have added one person to it. So I'll get on it one day, but you'll definitely be in it, Chris, when it happens. Just so for those of you who know, we are going to have a Furls Insider group. It's going to be where we ask like It'll be kind of like the lives, but it will be by like invitation or application entry. I can't think of the right word. But we will change it up every so often as well. And it will be like crowdsourcing. Like we'll say, hey,
yeah,
what do you guys think about this? Or sneak peeks of things. There may even be times where we ask people to test stuff for us. So Katie, there would be where you'd want to try to get in. It's mostly going to be a lot of people we see on the lives because we see a lot of you guys are on every live, and so it's going to just be a little bit more personable. We talked about the metal hooks, Amber. They are coming the beginning of 2023, so we should be adding a few thousand to them to stock in the beginning of next year. Coffee mug. I know we need a coffee mug. We all like coffee mugs.
Right now, yeah, I use the same one every holiday season because it looks Christmassy. My tea is so cold right now.
Jen is asking about text notification. I guess it's SMS. Do you want to tell her how she can do
that? It is on the site at the bottom. Just scroll all the way down.
I think it moved fast with someone. Yes. So Teresa asked about new boxes. We may be coming up with some new custom boxes that are designed specifically only for us.
So are we talking about the 10, 20, and 30 hook collector boxes? Or are we talking about
12, 24, and 36?
Wow, yes.
But yes. I just got the sample for the big one.
You did get it? Okay. So we have so much stuff in the works, and it's like it hurts not to talk about it all. Stop it. Wait. No.
Hold on. Just wait a minute.
So it is we're in this kind of like a little bit of a limbo, right? Because all of it has to do with the speed of research and development. It has to do with
they have paw prints all over them. So
supply chain is still a mess worldwide, not just with us, but like globally, it's hard. Raw materials are scarce. I know we've said it before, but it is just, it's just.
Well, we also, something like this, especially because when we order something like this, where we've had like these custom designed for us and they're specific to us, they're large ordering amounts. Like we have to order a lot. And of course we want to make sure that they are exactly what we need before we order them. We don't want to have any mishaps, but secrets don't make sense. So we have our old boxes. These are this is the prototype for our new ones. This is the 24 hook one. They're leather and they're embossed with our name on them there. But they hold 12 hooks and they're longer. So yes, they do hold all of our hooks. Mm-hmm. The drawers, are long. It was the drawers before that were the problem. But we're also, so this is the black leather, the double one, and then this is the brown leather, and it's the single one. And I just got a three tier one that I just got as a sample.
That would have 36 hooks.
Custom trays. So the drawers, so there will be like knitting needle and Tunisian hook.
It's one of the reasons why they hold 12 instead of only 10 now, is because we needed the extra length to have the length for Tunisian and knitting needles.
So we're very, very excited, but these have been a work in progress for a while. So we keep changing it and adding to it. And like I said, we have to order so many of them. Gray leather is something we're working on. We're working on maybe some vegan options for color.
Yeah.
So lots and lots of stuff next year. But again, it takes a really long time. I never realized how long it takes to get something to market. There's some products we have that were like 2-year long projects. We have some that we started 2 years ago that we haven't brought to market yet because something didn't work with them. So we want to make sure everything we bring you is the best of the best. pleather. So yes, it's
Vegan leather.
vegan leather, or synthetic leather. So we're looking at lots of different options.
Someone was asking, when would you use wood hooks as opposed to an Odyssey or a resin hook?
Me? Why don't you, tell them, give yours and then I'll give mine.
So I'm a huge fan of using wood hooks. So the difference between wood, resin, and a metal or a metal finish is the glide or the grab you have on the hook. So obviously wood has this, even though it's polished and like sanded and smooth, there is still a little bit more texture than in
grab.
Yeah, we call it grab. And it does mean that the yarn doesn't slide as smoothly on a wood hook as it would on metal or resin, metal being the smoothest. I like that though, especially if I'm using a slippery yarn, because it gives me more control over my stitches. So the yarn's not sliding all over, especially if you're a fast crocheter. But if I'm using a more usually natural fibers, so like a wool or a cotton where there is grab already in the fiber, then I would switch to using a metal or resin hook. I usually test out, since I'm very fortunate and I have every type of hook we carry, I usually test it out when I'm making my gauge swatch, just to make sure that whatever project I'm working on, I have the right hook. Lorene, what about you?
I will say that I've noticed too, though, like Victoria thinks that the wood is smoother than the metal. Like she has experienced a different feeling than we feel. I really, depends really for me, mostly on the shape, but I agree with you about the glide. I just, sometimes, I don't know. Sometimes I pick one up and it just doesn't feel as nice. That's why you should have all of them so you can try them. This cat. But generally speaking, especially because our Odysseys are plated and it's the plating on them.
Yeah.
But I have a couple woods, like my Blackwood or Alpha, that has the best glide on it.
The type of wood will make a difference as well.
Yes. I have a couple things that I wanted to address. Okay. For pencil grip versus knife grip, our hooks are not designed for one over the other. We know, like Jonah, we just did a kit with Jonah. He's a pencil grip and he uses our hooks and he is fast as lightning. I think it's more of how you hold when you're doing knife versus pencil. We do see that for some pencil grips, the way where the thicker part of the handle is. So we are in product development to come up with a couple different styles of hooks, and one of them on the upcoming list is a different style. The issue is with the ergonomic of it, like moving things forward. So we're working on it. It may be a different style hook. It might be different than what we already had. So, but we are working on it. Though, like I said, a lot of pencil grips do use them with no issues. The shorter ones are usually, we have heard work a little better.
So in order to get the most benefit from this style of hook is to make sure that wherever you're holding it, whether it is a pencil or a knife, is at the widest part.
Yes.
So
that's a good way to explain it.
So if you're someone who tends to choke up on their hook, I am very guilty of that. I was especially because I would put my finger on my working loop.
Darn, yeah.
You just have to remember to keep your hand at the widest part, which is where I found, the candy shops or the Alphas, like if you can compare where the widest part of each of those hooks is, the shorter hooks allow you to choke up on your
or to hold your yarn on the working finger,
and still have the same benefit of using of the ergonomics in the hook. So I hope that made sense. I stumbled over.
We have explored just the thumb grip. I don't think that just adding a thumb grip from our test that we have done so far doesn't seem like it will be the answer, but it will have some sort of thumb grip, just not adding it to one of the existing hooks.
It also depends, like if you're someone who rolls their hook to work the stitches, a thumb grip would prevent you from doing that. We're trying to figure out, I guess this is the age-old question when it comes to crochet hooks and ergonomics, is is there a perfect hook that
For
will work
everybody?
for every single person in every single application? And the answer that we found
Is
is
no.
definitely not. And so, where do you go from that? The fun thing is we have dived so deep into this. And
so just the the ergonomics and the science behind it. And
can I say that this might be the most fascinating thing that I have ever done since joining this company is diving into what would make the perfect hook.
Honestly, it blows my mind. Even being a crocheter, it blows my mind how much there is.
Yeah.
Teresa's asking about the whims. We plan on bringing back a different merino yarn, a different blend of merino yarn. So it will not be the exact whims, but it'll be very, very similar. We're just going to change the ratio of the content of the yarn a little bit. Actually, those samples should be to me next week.
Yeah, mine are on the way too.
For the first iteration of a remake of whims, though I don't think we're going to call it whims because then I don't want to confuse people.
Yeah.
They'll probably have a different name.
So whims as you know it, yes. Once it's gone, it's gone.
There's still a lot though, Teresa.
So right now,
if you like it,
okay, let's go back to the sale for one moment because I want to point out the fact that we have 10 packs of whims. So 10 whims would have been $100. In a 10 pack, you get it for $50. But right now during Black Friday sales, you get 20% off the $50, which is
$45. Oh no, $30. No. $40 because it's $10 off. It would be $40 with 10 skeins of whim. So that's $4 per skein of a merino blend yarn.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to say, let's be real. We want your money. We are a company. Yes. We want your money. I am very excited to take it very soon.
That's the thing. Like we wish, not only because we wish we could give you what you want, but of course, as a business, we wish we had the product that you want to sell.
We will say though, like, in the summer, we were hoping it was going to be like a month or two, but we are finally at the stage where we've seen picture evidence. It is almost finished production.
So we'll give you a little information as to why. So producing a very small amount of hooks is very, very different than producing a large amount of hooks. And because if you don't have machinery to carve them, you're doing everything with hand tools, and making 1,000 is very, very different than making thousands and thousands. So we're working on it. But as Pam said, we see them finishing. They should be here soon. Then they've got to go through the whole, quality control process and all of that. Early next year, we will have a few thousand.
Like they haven't even shipped to us yet. So we're far enough out that we can't give a date.
Yes.
But close enough we can say soon. soon.
For anyone asking how they would get into the Furls Insiders group, once it's all set up, once Lorene has a little bit more time to do that, I'll put a little link for a little application process in here on the lives for a few weeks, so you guys can apply.
So Pamela, you can't click on the color of yarn and it pops up the name, but when you click on the name of the yarn, it pops up the color currently. We are working with a lovely company who is helping us kind of work on some of these user experience I don't want to call them issues, but like things that we want to work on the website. They're helping us out with them. So this is one of the things that
navigation. We're changing a lot with how things are on the site. And yes, we're working with them for a while. We've done you may notice our homepage was new. We had new ways to purchase kits with Jonah's kit, which we're going to be moving into all of our other kits. So there's a lot happening. And Chris, I convinced her to stick with the with the hooks. So for my pencil grippers, it's a different way of doing it. So you may have to change your grip, but our Odyssey hooks are heavier. They're metal, so
They're
they're
about an ounce heavier than our streamlines.
Than our woods. I think the all metal hook is now the heaviest, and then it's Odyssey, and then depending on the wood, I guess the resins are heavier. I like it. I like the weight of the Odyssey though.
I love the weight of the Odyssey, especially when I'm using a light yarn.
Oh yes, especially with a light
It's
yarn.
one of those things, again, I guess, like wood hook, slippery yarn, slippery hook with a grippy yarn, and the same thing, light fibers, heavy hook, bulkier fibers. I tend to switch to my lighter hooks. So back and forth and back and forth.
I just saw something
subscription boxes. Yeah.
Yes, that's it. Popped up. Yeah. We're working on them.
That would be.
It's amazing how much logistics goes into a subscription box.
Right. It is. So, okay. So let's ask right now then, if Furls were to do a subscription box, would you want it to be monthly or quarterly? Would you want it to be just for like hooks and tools, or would you want it to be like a pattern kit? Or would you like it to be
like a little self-carry,
kind of like lifestyleish, where you get, maybe a candle and a coffee cup and a hook? I mean, there will always be a hook. How could you have
all
a
these things that crocheters need?
Yeah. What would you love to see most? Sample kits.
Mystery kits, maybe.
We have mystery kits as well. Quarterly hooks and tools. Quarterly hooks and tools. Quarterly hooks and tools. Okay.
Pam, Steve, we are working on. As soon as we get the metal situation sorted out, the next step will be other colors of metals. I know we were teasing. Sorry, Chris. We wanted more. So part of the reason we ended up not having that many is because we rejected a whole lot of them. Because they are handmade and they were made using all hand processes. There was a lot that weren't what we wanted them to be. So we probably have half as many as we sold that were not up to snuff. Yeah. We have IB Serenity. We have sent out polls before.
Yeah.
Sometimes we do it in our Facebook group. Sometimes we just send them out by email. But one thing we're trying to do is finding better ways to segment our email list so that people who are interested in certain things get certain things, and other people's, some people just want sale emails. Some people want all of the emails. So we are working on that as well. Where's that pre-order button?
Yeah. Will there be more Tunisian hooks soon?
That's another one. We are working on a complete redesign of our Tunisian hooks. So we got a lot of stuff actually that will be for Tunisian.
So the only things we are currently out of stock in are Odyssey hooks, which we restock 12 to 1,500 weekly. So we are constantly adding them. They're just selling us quickly. And then the metal streamlines. And then our accessories we had, but they went very quickly. But everything else pretty much is available. So I think, I don't know. I don't want to assume, but I'm going to think that it's probably our Odyssey fans or our metal streamline fans those are the two items that are the most time intensive to produce. So,
Odysseys take a really, really, really long time. So it's two completely different processes for two different parts. They're all completely handmade. They're poured. Then, they have to harden. Then they have to be smooth. Then they have to go to plating. And then they have to come back. And then they have to be smoothed again. Then they have to go back to plating again. The handles are painted. There's like 4 coats of paint all together on the handles. And they're hand painted, individually hand painted. So the manufacturing time is very, 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 very long for our Odyssey hooks.
And it doesn't happen all in one place either, like you had mentioned, right? Like plating takes place in a separate with a separate company.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, our makers, they have to send the tips off to be plated. And then, as I said, they come back twice. So they take a long, they're definitely the most time intensive of all of our projects.
Yeah. You and I actually, speaking of research development and all sorts of fun stuff, we have a meeting in 9 minutes. So I was thinking maybe we do a giveaway. Maybe we do a giveaway. I know it is 20% off, ends today. So let's do gift certificates so that people can go get what they want.
All right. We're going to have to tell Crystal she's going to have to send them out like
right away. Okay. Ready? Let's do, what are we going to do? What are we going to ask? Are we just going to use?
I don't know.
There's so many great comments.
Do you want to just scroll through into the comments we've already had?
Let's do that. You guys have been
I'm going to scroll.
So wonderful today. So many great questions and comments. You're scroll. Yeah, scroll.
Okay. Tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Whitney Morris.
Congratulations. Oh, I'm going to start typing.
Congratulations, Whitney. Please text or email us at support@crochetfoundry.com because Crystal will get that email quicker than if you went through Furls. So support@crochetfoundry.com, and it will be a gift certificate.
Subject line, winner. And what was the prize?
Let's do a $50 gift card.
$50 Furls gift certificate.
Gift card. It's digital, so you just have to wait for the number to be emailed to you, and we'll get that done within the next hour or two. So you can use it today and get the 20% off. So really, it's like a $60.
It's like 50 plus 20%.
Yeah. So it'd be 60, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Okay.
All right. Do you want to do the next one? Or you want me to scroll and you tell me when to stop?
You do it again. You scroll. Stop.
Darcy Anderson. Congratulations, Darcy. You have also won a $50 gift card to Furls Crochet.
All right. Here we go.
Macarena, we have thought of not a sample kit, a taster. So it will be like one of every hook style that we have. It is in the works.
Okay. Well, friends,
we think of the things.
Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate your time. We know you could be doing almost anything right now, but instead you chose to be with us. So we really, really appreciate you. Just a last reminder. My phone keeps telling me.
Busy today.
My watch, your meeting. 20% off site-wide at Furls. Ends today. No code needed. Just go shop. Get your products. Whatever, have fun.
Right, we're working on it. She has been interchangeable.
Oh, yes.
Circulars.
Oh, you are. Yeah. All right, everyone. We'll chat later.
Bye.
See you next week.